Do you believe the evidence is sufficient to prove that Oswald bought this Mannlicher carbine from a mail order house in Chicago?
Klein's store, which advertised it in the February 1963 issue of the American Rifleman. Is that the rest of the question?
This rifle?
Absolutely not. This is the February 1963 issue of the American Rifleman, which the Commission speaks about. This is the only advertisement put in there by Klein's, and the rifle before the Commission is not offered for sale in that issue, and you know that. And you know further that Mr. Klein does not believe that the weapon which Oswald had came from his store, and you know further the Commission refused to call Klein as a witness.
I don't know any such a thing. What he has said is an utter falsehood.
Did the Commission call Klein?
Just a minute now. Let me ask you this.
Did the Commission call Klein, sir?
Let me ask this. Was there not found in the files of the Klein store the order for Oswald for this Mannlicher carbine?
Absolutely not, sir. You know that the only thing Klein's uncovered was an advertisement clipping which had been sent in ordering a different weapon in the first place in the name of A. Hedel, and Klein said that he never heard the name of Oswald. He never sent anything to Oswald. Right. And here is a list of witnesses prepared by your Commission. Appendix 5, page 491. Does the name Klein appear on here as a witness?
Don't confuse the issue. Was Klein's man? I've never heard such a major distortion of what is actually a conclusive fact. Now, was there not found in the Klein files an order for a rifle that was signed A. Hedel, that was identified as the handwriting of Hedel?
No, sir, it was hand-printed. It was not handwritten.
Well,
and there are experts who've looked at that and said that is not Lee Harvey Oswald's handwriting.
Name one.
There are scores of them, but the Commission would not hear them. We have scores of them.
Name one witness the Commission would not hear.
One witness the Commission would not hear?
Yes.
In any area?
Well, they called you.
One witness?
No, Mark Lane was called before the Commission and gave us a bunch of newspaper clippings.
That's an outrageous lie, because you know the Commission called Jean Hill, the Dallas public school teacher, wrote her a letter and said, you have talked to Mr. Lane, and Mr. Lane has said you have this testimony, so we are calling you.
Well,
you know that you called back Mrs. Markham because I told you what she said. Now, you know that's true. And you want to know from
Mr. Lane, it will result in a cat and dog fight. Let me tell you what the facts are.
Well, that's all right.
Let me tell you what the facts are.
About time there was a dialogue in America on this question.
The facts are this. In the Klein Sporting Goods files was found an order signed by an A. Hedel.
Not signed, sir, handwritten.
Handwritten.
Yes,
handwritten.
I'll try.
Handwritten. An order. There was also a shipping order to A. Hedel to a certain post office box in Dallas. This handwriting, hand printing on this was identified by several handwriting experts, not FBI experts, because we got different experts, as the hand printing of Oswald. The post office box to which it was shipped by Klein was a post office box that was rented by Oswald in his own name.
Is this a cross-examination?
When Oswald, I can't cross-examine you because you don't tell the truth.
I don't give you the answers you want, that's for sure.
Oswald...
Is this just one long summation, sir? You're here to cross-examine me.
In other words, not only by handwriting, but also by the renting of the box to which this gun was shipped, did they trace the gun to Oswald. Oswald went under the name of A. Hedel. That was his alias. When he was arrested, he had in his pocket a forged certificate of registration with his picture superimposed upon a document, A. Hedel. His wife said that he went under the name of A. Hedel. In New Orleans, he had gone under the name of A. Hedel. Furthermore, after the assassination, there were 3 cartridges found on the 6th floor near the southeast window. And there was this gun that we talk about that was found on the 6th floor. every ballistic expert said that this gun fired those cartridges to the exclusion of any other weapon. There was found a bullet, a whole bullet, and there were found two pieces of bullet. The ballistics experts said that they were fired from this weapon to the exclusion of any other weapon. But Oswald left the Texas School Book Depository and fled to his home. We know that. He got himself a gun. When he was arrested, he had a gun on him. The bullets that were taken from Tippett's body were not mutilated. Some were and some were not, but they were examined by ballistic experts. There were 4 cartridges cases found in the bushes right near the murder of Tippett. The ballistics experts said that these cartridges were found from this gun that was on Oswald when he was arrested to the exclusion of all other evidence. I'll say one thing. There were 3 witnesses who actually saw Tippett murdered, though there was Scoggins had a bush between him is all. There were, as he fled down the way, there was Ted Calloway and Sam Ginyard that saw him, identified him. There were 4 other witnesses. He discarded the coat that he had on, which is identified as his coat, on the way as he fled to the Texas Theater. In other words, all of these facts, I came to the conclusion that I had never seen a case that was so conclusively proven by evidence under oath. We don't take newspaper reports and what the Dallas chief of police says, as Mr. Lane. We didn't take a single bit of evidence into consideration unless it was under oath.
First of all, Mr. Ball takes the position that Mrs. Markham is some kind of a nut. He may be right. What does the commission say? Page 168. Addressing itself solely to the probative value of Mrs. Markham's contemporaneous description of the gunman and her positive identification of Oswald at the police lineup. Remember that? How about the number 2 man? That was the positive identification they're making reference to. The commission considers her testimony reliable. First they do. She's a nut, said Mr. Ball, but she's a reliable nut because she said Oswald did it. Now we're told that a whole bullet was found somewhere. Now is that whole bullet the bullet which crashed through the president's head and shattered into pieces? Is that whole bullet the bullet which went through the governor, smashed his ribs and ended up in his thigh, a fragment of it? Or is that the whole bullet which struck the curb and smashed into smithereens? Or is that an additional bullet if it's a whole bullet? It is an additional bullet, obviously. So 4 shots were fired, and the commission concedes that that weapon is not capable of firing 4 shots in the 6 seconds. Perhaps we'll hear about that later. No amount of rhetoric can change handprinting to handwriting. No amount of rhetoric can say that handprinting is uniquely identifiable. This is the February 1963 issue of Klein's, of the American Rifleman with Klein's advertisement in it. The weapon before the commission is not advertised here. So Oswald could not have ordered it from this. The commission should have read the catalog before they so sloppily made that allegation. Or they could have called Mr. Klein down and questioned the way we did. We just called him up and talked to him. He's very friendly, anxious to give testimony, but the commission would not hear him. They'd rather reach the conclusions. They did not want to have their minds cluttered up by the facts. He received, we're told, the weapon at a post office box addressed to Ahadel and a post office box, but the commission is unable to prove that Oswald maintained that box in the name of Ahadel. In fact, the facts are that he did not, because the post inspector, Mr. Holmes, said long before he testified during March of 1963, Oswald maintained the post office box solely in his own name, not in the name of Ahadel. The weapon was not sent to Oswald, it was sent to Ahadel. If that weapon reached Oswald, when sent to the name of Ahadel, if it reached Oswald through that post office box, a federal employee committed a felony because it is contrary to the federal rules and contrary to the law. Now, is it possible that Oswald printed the name Ahadel, sent in this form to Klein's, and the Kleins sent him a rifle they did not even have in stock by mistake? It is possible. I'm willing to concede that. It is possible. They may have had an extra one left over from an old shipment or something like that. which they didn't even know about, and they sent the wrong weapon. It is possible. It's far different from the one before the commission. It's 5.5 pounds. The one before the commission is 8 pounds. The one advertised here, the closest one, is 36 inches long. The one before the commission is 40.2 inches long. It's different in several other identifying areas as well. But it is possible they had one of those. Is it possible that it was sent down to Oswald in the name of A. Hedel, and some employee made a mistake at the post office and Oswald got it? Of course it is possible. Certainly it is possible. Is it possible that both of those things happen? Somewhat unlikely, but certainly... Yes, 30 seconds. Somewhat unlikely, but certainly it is possible. But these are questions. Are we not entitled to the answers by bringing down Mr. Klein and having him explain? We are, but the commission did not even delve into the area. And that is what has been called by the New York Times the most massive investigation in the history of the world. The fact is, where there was a difficult area, the commission did not complete the investigation. It abandoned it. And Mr. Hall says he's willing to stand on the questioning which he conducted of Officer Weitzman. Why didn't you ask him who the railroad man was? He's willing to stand on his questioning of Mrs. Markham. Why, after she said, no, I did not see him there, did she say, was there a number 2 man there? If he's willing to stand on that question, I know he teaches procedure at law school at the University of Southern California. I'd like to have a procedural lesson on why those questions are proper.